Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, sir. My name is Legia Putri Maharani. My student ID is 23020400218, and I am here to present my midterm lesson plan in ICT. Okay, let's move to the ICT for the lesson plan here. Actually, it's here. So this is my final lesson plan for ICT. It starts with level of education is senior high school. The pace and the class is 10A. The material is about announcement text, and the skill is reading and writing. Reading, actually, it's reading. It's the first meeting will be reading, and the second meeting will be writing. The Pancasila student profile is faith, have a trust on God, self-regulation, collaboration, cooperation, creative. We also have the facilities and the infrastructure here. Laptop, projector, PPT, worksheet, paper, and internet connection, online collaborative writing platform, Rankin stories, and actually here, and the other. The learning model used is project-based learning. We start with the learning competence. So at the first meeting, it will be reading. And by the end of the class, students are able to read, including announcement text, and they read to gain useful information. They also identify and assess key details in main IDs within the text. This is the learning objective. Students can recognize the purpose of the announcement text, identify and comprehend. It starts with the learning activities. First, we move to the introduction. Introduction here is the teacher greets the students and lead a short prayer together. After that, they checking the attendance and also telling today's activity. For example, like you'll be able to identify purpose of announcement text and so on. We also try to brainstorming and do the essential questions here by introducing the topic with the questions like, have you ever heard announcement at school, in public transportation, or maybe in a shopping center? And then after that, we give like a simple example of the announcement. It can be about school, event, and public notice. We move to the design plan for project. We use a PowerPoint to explain the material, and then after that, the monitor progress is where the student distribute the sample announcement text, and then the students need to work in a small group, like identifying the generic structure, title, event, detail, and so on. And after that, students answer multiple choice questions and evaluate the experience. The teacher will ask, what things you learn about announcement text today? And the closing activities is, did you have any difficulties? And actually, the assessment is formative learning process because it's observation during group work, and it is not the actual assessment individual, it's a group. And this is the main purpose. So provide the I also provide the sample of announcement text, and then the students will analyze together with their partner, and then they need to start answering this multiple choice. So which tense is used, the sentence or school will hold, and so on. This is actually the announcement text, the PPT, the material, and the assessment we have here. This is the announcement text. See, and example of the announcement text, and what is the purpose needs to be answered. Okay. And then move to the to our this is also we have a reflection here, like what lesson about announcement text easy or difficult for you, and for the teacher, did the most students understand the lesson well, like which part of the lesson went smoothly and which part needs improvement. This is the material I added. And then I think we need to go to the second meeting here. For the second meeting, the skill is writing. So for each individual needs to creating their own announcement text. We go to the learning outcomes here. So by the end of the recall identification, students are expected to create a written text through guided activities, demonstrating awareness or purpose. And then for the elements, yes, it's a writing. And the learning objective here, all students are able to analyze and generate structure with at least 80% are able to write a simple announcement text individually. And then they need to drafting and self-review activities. They can do revise and redraft their announcement text and, and can produce a final announcement text. Move to the learning activities. The first one is the introduction. So since it's the second meeting, the teacher isn't going to talk about the announcement, but maybe they just reviewing the material from the last meeting. Here, teacher recalling the previous lesson by asking, what are the important parts of announcement? Can you give an example of announcement you have read? And so on. Move to the core activities. Students need to design, plan for the project, and create a schedule. Teacher also reminds students about the generic structure of announcement, also recalling and gives the example announcement. And then student can choose the theme for the announcement, for example, school, event, competition, lost and found, and so on. And they need to write a complete draft, reviewing and share. So for the second part, we have monitoring progress. This is where the students begin to outlining their announcement based on the chosen theme. Students also develop their outline into full drafts using shortly and whole formal sentences with correct tense. And after they finish the draft, students type and publish their announcement text using a collaborating writing platform. It's called Franken Stories. The teacher circulates around the classroom to observe and so on. And students review and revise their draft to ensure that all part of the announcement are included and they can publish their final announcement from Franken Stories. So Franken Stories is actually a scaffolding. They have a step one by one stepping to create their own full announcement text. They need to evaluate the teacher and asking the reflection, and this is the assessment here. So this is the first one. What are information are you announcing? Can be anything. Oh no, this is the first one. Well, who should attend? Who should attend? It can be from classmates, it can be from neighbor, family, and so on. And even our announcement are you announcing like can be birthday party, graduation, wedding, and so on. And then write a clear and complete announcement text based on the information above. Actually, this is the last part. Yeah. And then after we finish, we can see the steps by step. Is the student really correct or not? We can also do the reflections here. And this is the writing assessment. It's actually the same from the before, because what we need to assess is the the announcement check itself, whether it's correct or not, whether the grammar really accurate or not. Yes. I'll give the example of the Franken stories. Wait. It takes a bit slow. I think it's low-key slow. Actually, I've already made this before, but I think we just need to create. This is actually the writing fun. This is it, and then I'm sorry. Okay, so the teacher will be giving these codes here, and then we just need to copy this and then we move to the game section. This is where the students will do. They need to join the game using the codes given by the teacher. Okay, we can choose what emoticon we're gonna use here, and then we use start. This is a bit scary actually. So will be the first sentence, and it also be writing start in. You need to understand what even announce mean. La 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 la. Just enter la 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 la. Mm, and this, every part of this has a times to do. This is the saving. Now it's story, and you can give a title, for example, announcement. Now we're gonna save this. And that's over. This the teacher will check it and give us points. Yeah, so far I think that's all for my presentation today. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Test, 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 test.